Good evening, everyone, and to welcome on behalf of IC Square Islamabad. It's my pleasure to have you all here. My name, by the way, is Aziz, and I serve as officer of IC Square Islamabad chapter, along with
Sayed, your voice is not
who is
clear,
the
if I'm
president
not
of the
mistaken.
IC Square itself.
Your voice is not clear. If other person can also confirm this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
Salman, your voice is dropping. So can
Yeah,
you
voice is
please?
not clear.
Just let me let
Now it's better. Now it's better.
just
Go ahead, Salman.
I think it's rejoining.
Saad, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay now. Very well.
Okay.
So please.
Okay. Yeah, so I would like to thank you everyone on behalf of IC Square Islamabad chapter. And my name is Salman Aziz, and I serve as the officer of the IC Square Islamabad chapter along with Mr. Saad Morton, who serve as the president of the IC Square Islamabad chapter. And thank you all for taking the time to join us today. Along with us, we do have Mr. Sujit Chishti, who's from the Sri Lanka chapter and is helping us out as a chapter mentor and chair of the IC Square Islamabad Regional Chapter Management. We truly appreciate his continued support and guidance to the community. On top of it, today, before we move in the topic today, it's my privilege to introduce our speaker, Mr. Mohammad Ahmed. He is a CISSP and CCSP certified professional and a seasoned cybersecurity and privacy expert with extensive experience across multiple domains. His practical insights and industry perspective made him exceptionally well positioned to guide us on today's subject. So, welcome, Mr. Mohammad Ahmed. Over to you. And now you can give a brief introduction about yourself and give us a deep insight about the CCSP topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sayed Salman. Thank you very much. I hope my screen is visible to you. So, my name is Mohammad Ahmed, and today's topic is about building a cloud security career, and particularly we are going to talk about roadmap to CCSP success, and which is very well-known cloud security certification nowadays. So, a quick brief introduction about myself. So, I'm technically proficient business enabler management professional with around 18 plus years of experience in diverse industries, including payment industry, which usually we call fintech industry. I have also experience in banking sector, which include commercial bank and microfinance bank, FMGG sector, and ISB or telco sector across Pakistan and GCC. So in general, you can say that I have both experience in regulated industry and non-regulated industry as well. Education-wise, if you talk about my profile, I have done masters in computer science and I have also done MBA as well. And my base education is BS honors in computer science. I hold multiple numerous industry leading gold standard certification in cybersecurity, including CCISO from EC Council, CISSP and CCSP from ISC Square, CIPM, which is privacy related from AIPP, and CISA Service Seagate from Asaka, ISMS Lead Auditor 27001 and ISO 27005, which is Senior Lead Risk Manager, and ITIL as well. Other than this, a quick brief about me. I'm also a regular speaker at local and international forums, conferences, webinar, and I'm also a regular trainer for above courses like CCSP and CISSP particular. My area of expertise include cybersecurity, leadership, data privacy, data protection, IT governance, GRC, risk management, IT service management. So holistically, you can say the 360 area of cybersecurity and IT GRC, I'm covering this one. These are at the moment active certification that I have, uh, which includes CISO, ISE Square from ISE Square certification, CSSP and CCSP, and these four certification, which are very well popular at the moment in industry at them. Usually, when you talk about any cloud security certification, or particularly now we are talking about CCSP certification, and these certification, usually cloud certification, I would say this course is particularly about 32 hours in general. And this course or the CCSP training usually, or any cloud security certification training is available in different languages. And now we are talking about particularly the English language. So from ISE Square or internationally, which is recorded sessions are available, usually these are available in English language. And for the CCSP trainings particularly, this can be on demand, this can be live as well. But before we jump into any kind of training requirement, we need to understand about what is CCSP certification is, why I want to pursue this gold standard cybersecurity certification. So if you talk about CCSP certification, which is a gold standard cybersecurity, cloud security certification, is certification that is designed for those professionals who have, I would say, the solid experience in information technology and security, particularly. And they would like, they wanted to, I would say, pursue the career in cloud security. So if you think that you have cybersecurity knowledge, information technology knowledge, experience as well, and you want to move your career towards cloud security, then this CCSP certification is right certification for you. And this CCSP certification from ISE Square actually showcase you that you have advanced technical skills, knowledge to design, manage, secure the data of any particular organization. And it includes application level security, infrastructure level security, and all these things revolve around cloud. And cloud can be AWS, cloud can be Google, cloud can be from any vendor. This certification is vendor neutral or vendor agnostic certification. So it is hardly, I would say, you will see any particular example. I will not say the example, but any particular things that are particularly related with particular CSP vendor like Google, AWS, Azure. So this certification covers or give you the overview of best practices, policies, procedures, practices that you should know as a cybersecurity, cloud security professional to implement those best practices in your environment. So if you think that you are having a very solid, I would 5+ years of experience in information technology and cybersecurity, this certification is for you. And you are the person who can take the lead and you can become a very good professional in cybersecurity. Now let's talk about one more thing, a quick feature set of the cybersecurity CCSP certification. Whenever you talk about any certification and particularly CCSP certification, why you want to pursue this CCSP certification? What are the key features of CCSP certification? So CCSP certification, as I shared with you, is designed to address the security challenges of multi-cloud environment. So if your organization is working in one particular cloud environment or they have the multi-cloud environment, this certification covers all the things. This certification actually demonstrates that you have hands-on experience in cloud environment, in cloud platform. Why? Because this certification is requiring 5+ years of experience in cloud security. And those people who don't have the 5+ years of experience may face some difficulty while clearing this exam. So if you have hands-on experience, then throughout the training, throughout the CCSP course, throughout this journey, you will gain further knowledge, skills that will enable you to apply the security best practices in real world scenarios. And that is the, I would say, key thing in your career. Because if you have only theoretical things, uh, you won't be able to, I would say, learn anything. But if you have the practical thing, practical knowledge, then this certification is for you, because you can correlate all the things that you have learned so far in different vendor provided cloud certification. You can immediately correlate with the CCSP contents. So by completing, I would say, the practical exercises, by completing different case studies, you actually develop deeper and necessary skills to secure this certification. And this is very important. Another feature for CCSP, I would say, you can apply the practical, you can apply the knowledge in practical situations. So this CCSP certification, or the curriculum that you will have in while studying this CCSP certification, is based on practical applications of the cloud security concepts. You will learn during this one how to assess the risk, how to design, implement the different security controls, how to manage the cybersecurity incident in the cloud environment. And you can actually apply all these things in real world situation. Okay, so you apply the knowledge in practical situation. It is not only the theoretical thing that we are going to discuss in the whole CCSP. No, it is a practical thing. Also, it signifies your cloud proficiency and professionalism. So achieving the CCSP certification signifies that you have very good proficiency in cloud environment and you are very professional in the field of cloud security. It demonstrates your commitment actually to uphold the industry leading practical standards in your environment. So CCSP certification enhances your credibility and actually distinguish you as a trusted professional in your environment or in your cloud security setup. It also complements the vendor specific cloud security certification. So as I said, the CCSP certification is vendor agnostic, vendor neutral certification. It is not going to compete with other certification. It is going to complement and enhance the vendor specific cloud certification that you may already have in with you actually. So it provides the comprehensive cloud security perspective, and it allows you to apply these security principles across different cloud service environments. So remember this thing, those AWS, Google, Azure certification that if you have, these are not replacement of the CCSP, and CCSP is not replacement of those certification. These certification actually complement each other. So remember this thing. So when you combine your vendor specific certification with CCSP certification, you become very well-rounded professional with holistic understanding of the cloud security. So remember this thing. And one of the more key feature of CCSP certification is it boosts your earning potential as well. So attaining a CCSP certification can significantly boost your career potential as well. And you might have seen multiple job requirement JDs which require CCSP certification. And what does this mean for you? It means that if you have a CCSP certification, then probably you can have a very good chances that you will be called for an interview. So that is the beauty of this gold standard CCSP certification. So which you need to, I would say, the look into and proceed with this one. Now, people usually ask me about while sharing their background that is the CCSP right for me? Should I proceed with this certification or not? Or should I proceed with some other certification? So as I said to you, if you are working in the cybersecurity and you are interested in specializing cloud security, and then pursuing for CCSP certification could be very, very valuable investment in your career. And if you talk about which certification I should proceed, a vendor specific or CCSP specific, you need to think about multiple things. So if you have interest in cloud security and you want to have your career which is not dependent on particular CSP provider certification, CCSP certification is for you. Then you can learn all the things about the cloud security in CCSP certification. And if you want to proceed in cloud security career, then this certification is right for you. And that is why I said. And there is a one study from ISC Square. They mentioned that the average salary of CCSP certified professional is around 138K USD per annum, which is potentially higher earning slab in cybersecurity. So which means you will have a very good career enhancement if you pursue CCSP certification. Also, CCSP certification requires some kind of experience before you proceed or appear for the certification. So having the practical cybersecurity experience is always recommended for any professional level certification. And see, ISC Square recommends that you should have at least 5 years of experience in IT, in cybersecurity, and particularly at least 1 year experience in the cloud security. Another thing you need to remember, and mostly people ask me about, I'm going to just switch my career from IT to the cybersecurity and I want to proceed CCSP certification. Should I proceed with this one? Usually I provide the answer no. This certification is not a beginner friendly certification. So if you are just starting your career in cybersecurity or you have very limited exposure of cloud security or cyber security, then probably you need to consider some other certification at the moment. And then after some experience, you can proceed with CCSP certification. Now you will ask me, Muhammad Ahmed, what would be the certification if I'm just switching my career? So there could be other certification like CCSK is a certification that you can proceed as an initial level. But once you have a solid, I would say, the background in the cybersecurity and cloud security, CCSP should be your final destination. So ultimate decision to proceed with CCSP certification should be aligned with your career goals, your interest, your experience level, and your aspirations. So if you are working in such an industry which focus on all these aspects, then CCSP certification is right destination for you. If any of the participant has any question, they can raise the hand and I will be able to attend the question as well. And we can also take all those questions at the end of the session as well. It is all up to you. So now let's talk about a quick summary of benefits of CCSP certification. I will not go into the details because all these things I have already discussed. So one thing I discussed, career advancement. The second thing I discussed about the versatile skill, vendor agnostic, and vendor specific certification. Solid foundation in cloud security. Third part, we discussed this one. Higher salary, 130K USD. We discussed this one. Another important thing is respect in your colleagues actually. So if you think that you are CCSP certified and other people think that, oh, this person is very knowledgeable, he is experienced in this one, you gain the respect. So this is another aspect. Expanded knowledge as well. So when you have the CCSP certification and you are learning something new, you don't only, I would say, gain some knowledge, but you also expand your community of professional as well. So becoming the member of ISC Square community will give you access to multiple things, different professional contents and members as well. Just like ISC Square Samba chapter is hosting this one. So it is also a community of professionals who are coming together to learn more about this thing. Another thing, stronger skill set. Definitely, when you come with 5 years of experience, it means that you are having a good experience in the cybersecurity. So these are the, I would say, the few benefits of the CCSP, and you can discuss about long list, but this is summarized version of the CCSP benefits. Okay. Another thing that can actually boost your interest in CCSP certification, that is the jobs that actually require CCSP certification. Either you talk about Pakistan, you talk about Middle East, you talk about in general Far East, etc. There are multiple jobs that actually requires that a candidate should have the CCSP. So if you are holding any of the credentials, or if you are planning to have these designation in your career, let's say in the 5-year roadmap, then CCSP certification is right for you. So if you are targeting CISO role, cybersecurity solution architect role, cloud architect, cloud engineer, cloud consultant, administrators, security specialist, cloud security auditor, information security manager role, all these JDs nowadays require a CCSP certification, because usually all organization at the moment, somehow they are utilizing the cloud services, and they require the expertise of the cloud security professional to secure their environment. So if you are targeting these designations, or if you already have these one of these designation, CCSP certification is right choice for you. Now let's talk about how you can pass a CCSP certification, or the Cloud Security Gold Standard certification. The first thing for any certification like CCSP certification, CSSP certification, there are multiple self-study resources are available from ISC Square and private instructors as well. So you need to study for the exam. You need to study the books. You need to study the contents that you are not aware of. So once you study and you feel confident that, yes, I have read the book, I have attended the training, now I'm confident, and you have practiced the questions as well, then you need to register for exam as well. So information about how to register for CCSP exam is available on CCSP website as well, and ISC Square website. So if any one of is not aware of ISC Square website, so just Google it, iscsquare.com. You will figure it out, all the contents related to the CCSP. At the moment, this CCSP certification is an online exam, and you have to go to the uh, exam center actually. And the duration of the exam is 3 hours and 150 approximately questions are there. And this CCSP exam is computer adaptive exam. What does the computer adaptive exam mean? So it means that your pattern of attending the question and correcting or correct answers is, I would say, is all the mathematical formula. And the next question, or the complexity of the next question, is dependent on your historical performance of attempting the questions. So if you are going with correct answers, then probably you can pass the exam in, let's say, at 101 question, or maybe at a 105 question. But if there is a 50-50 chances you are selecting right answer, you are selecting the wrong answer, this exam can take you up to the 150 question. So the behavior or the next question is solely depend upon how you are selecting, or you are selecting the right choices in your previous questions. So it is not a static exam, it will vary, or any question or any next question is totally varying on your pattern of your previous selected answers. So once you submit your questions or answer in your exam, the passing criteria for CCSP exam is 700 marks out of 1,000. So it is a weighted average. So once you pass the exam, you will not be aware of, okay, which domain is my weak, which domain is not, it's not, I would say I'm not in a good position, but on average, it will say, yes, you passed the exam. But unfortunately, if you fail the exam, then definitely you will get the scoring for each domain. So this you need to remember that 700 is on average is a passing score. So once you pass the exam, it doesn't mean that you also become the CCSP certified. Then you need to agree to ISC square code of ethics. And anyone holding CCSP certification, CSSP certification, agree that they will hold the highest standard of professionalism and ethics. And code of conduct, code of ethics are available on ISC square website. And usually you will find, I would say, at least one question in your exam on ISC square code of ethics. And these code of ethics will say you protect the society, you act honorably, you provide the due diligent, competent services to the provider, and you will advance and protect your professionalism. So this is a summarized version that you need to agree before you apply for the certification. So study, pass exam, uh, agree on the code of ethics. Then what you need to do, you need the endorsement. And endorsement is that after you pass the exam, you have 9 months from the date of you pass the exam to complete your endorsement process. So a candidate must have some kind of reference to any member who actually hold the ISC square certification who can endorse the candidate. But don't worry if you don't have or if you don't know about any person, ISC square can act on your behalf as an endorser. And you need to submit certain documents and they can endorse you based on the submitted documents as well. So both way will work. ISC square active certification holder can endorse you that I know this person and I know this person have adequate experience in cybersecurity and cloud security domains and the person can endorse you. So once you've done all these steps, then professional certification can be awarded, but with certain things. So you will become the ISC square member, you apply for endorsement, and if endorsement is successful, you will get the certification. The certification or getting a certification is not your destiny. You also need to maintain the certification as well. So once you certified, you become the ISC square member. Every 3-year time period, you have to submit two things. One, continually professional education CPs, which we usually call CPs, which is you can attend or gain these CPs by attending webinars, reading book, attending new trainings, passing any certification, these kind of things. So 120 hours or 120 CPs you need to submit during the tenure of 3 years period, and minimum 20 CPs per year. So this is one requirement to maintain your CCSP certification. And another thing is paying the annual maintenance fees so that ISC square can maintain the whole operations of all the certifications program. And at the moment, it is $130 per annum, but the price may vary region to region. So it is better to always check ISC square website for annual maintenance fee as well. So to appear for the exam, previously I told you, you need to have the 5 years of cumulative paid experience. And if you have CCSK certification, 1 year experience requirement can be substituted. If you have master degree, it can be also be substituted as well. And if some of members have CISSP credentials, then the whole substitution can be done. So you don't need to submit anything. If you are actively holding a CISSP certification, you just need to submit your application and it will be automatically endorsed. So this is also a very good sign that, okay, ISC square is maintaining the bare minimum requirement. So experienced people are coming into this one. But for example, if you would like to pass the exam or you want to appear for the exam and you don't have the adequate experience, then any candidate can register for the exam, can pass the exam, and then they can become the associate of ISC square after passing the exam. So associate of the ISC square will have then 6 years to earn the 5 years of relevant experience. So if I'm a fresher graduate, I want to appear for CCSP certification, I can appear, I can pass the exam. But to gain this CCSP certification, I have 6-year time period to obtain the 5 years of relevant experience. So this is important that you have the adequate experience during this tenure. So this is also important for you for CCSP certification. And there is one more question that usually come into my picture that Muhammad Ahmed, what if I fail the exam and I'm not able to pass the exam in first go, then what will happen? So don't be panic. You are not the first one who got failed actually. So when you retake the exam, you have the benefit of familiarity with the CBT or computer-based test. And you know the CCSP exam format. So don't worry about this one. It happens actually. So if you fail on your first attempt, you must wait 30 days before you retake the exam. And if you are not successful on that attempt, which is a second attempt, then you have to wait 60 days before you appear for the third attempt. And if somehow you are not able to do that, then you have to wait 90 days. And if you unfortunately again you get failed, then at least 12-month period you have to wait for to reappear the exam. But usually people with good experience, good planning, a good understanding of the cloud security, they pass the exam during the first attempt as well. So don't be panic. You need to have the confidence on you that yes, I have the experience and I can appear for the exam and be ready for the certification or certification exam as well. So I hope these things are clear to you. Now let's talk about the holistic CCSP weightage or the domains that you will have in your studying material or in your exam as well. But I will go into a little bit of detail of all these domains. But as a general, if I would say, there are 6 domains in CCSP contents. The first domain is cloud concepts, architecture, and design, and it have around 17% of its weightage in the exam questions. Second domain is cloud data security, and it has 20% weightage for your exam. And third domain is cloud platform and infrastructure security, 17% weightage in your exam. The fourth domain is cloud application security and 17%. And fifth domain is cloud security operations, 16% of weightage in the exam. And the sixth one is legal risk and compliance, 13%. So if you are thinking that you are having, I would say, different experience in your different environments, this is the weightage that you can think where you need to put your investment of time. For example, if you are a good in GRC, so you know that 13% of question is coming from this domain. So 13% on average, if you say, let's say 100 questions are appearing, the 13 questions will be there from this domain, or 17 questions will be coming from the domain one. But remember one thing, you won't be able to recognize the questions from the domain. And if you are having 150 question in your exam, you won't be, I would say, seeing that this question is coming from domain 1 or this question is coming from domain 2. So you need to select or you need to answer the question based on your full scenario of the exam. So remember this thing as well. Now, how to pass the exam, I would say. So there are certain resources that are available at the moment by which you can clear your exam. The first thing that you need to think about is reading material, books. And there are numerous books available from ISC Square and from private instructors as well. So if you would like to appear or you would like to, I would say, study the CCSP and you want to pass the cloud security certification, remember books are there. Okay, so you need to study at least one book cover to cover at least one time. Okay, if you would like to, I would say, to enhance your knowledge, then you need to, I would say, read the at least two books. Reading the books or attending the training alone is not sufficient, or these are not sufficient for you. You need to practice the questions as well. And my recommendation as a CCSP trainer as well, that at least you need to practice around 3,000 sample question. And the thanks to internet, there are multiple sample questions are available. From ISC Secure, practice questions are available. So sample question or practice question, you need to practice this one. So you at least you know how the questions are going to appear in your exam. From ISC Secure, there is another very book reference is there, which we call CBK. CBK is a common body of knowledge. So all the contents that will appear in your exam, they have the reference to the CBK. So it is another reference book. Relevant experience is going to help you a lot. So if you have working experience in different cloud environment, relevant experience will boost you, will help you to understand a different concept. Either it is a shared security model, shared responsibility model, storage, legality, data privacy related items. These I would say the things will help you in your exam perfectly in the right spot. Then there are multiple resources are available as well over the internet, YouTube, training from ISC Secure, training from private instructors, online training. There are multiple discussion groups, WhatsApp group, multiple things are available. And you can subscribe to those one to boost your weaker area. So all these things need to be come together, and then it have a higher chances that you can appear and pass the exam in first go. If you talk about which books or which particular book I need to study, so my recommendation is that go for ISC Secure official study guide. At the moment from Cybex, the third edition is available. Maybe after 1 month, the new edition is available. So always go with the latest edition. Another book, if you would like to study as a secondary book, then I would say all-in-one exam study guide is available by Daniel Cottle. You can go with this one. From ISC Secure, you have the official practice test available. Third edition is available. And I have also quick recap course and the CCSP course over the Udemy or third-party platform. You can subscribe to that one as well. So with these contents, I'm very confident that you will not only learn the new things in the cloud security, but you will be in a very good position to pass this certification exam in first go. So I hope these things are very clear to you, how you can boost your career in cloud security and particularly CCSP certification as well. Now, this is the holistic overview. I will have 10-minute liberty to go into the deeper uh, in the different domains of the CCSP and give you the quick overview. I will not go into the deeper details, but yes, it will help you to understand what's there in CCSP certification so that you at least know without going further into details that if it is aligned with your career objective or not. So for example, uh, let me go into the details. So these were the CCSP domains that I discussed with you. And if you go with the domain one, which is cloud concept, architecture, and design, it has 5 subsections in your book or CBK. So it is going to discuss about cloud computing concept, cloud reference architecture, different cloud concept related to cloud computing, cloud principle, and secure coding concept as well. And then it will also discuss about the cloud service providers concept as well. So 5 subsection in domain 1. Participant, please mute yourself. Okay, so this is the domain 1 that having a 5 subsection. In domain 2, which we are having a cloud data security, it has 8 different subsection, and this domain going to cover about different fundamental concept of cloud environment, data types, data state, cloud storage architecture, how the storage is going to work in the cloud environment, uh, data security technologies, strategies in cloud environment, masking principle, data encryption. Then this domain covers data discovery as well within the cloud environment. Section 5 discuss about data classification aspect, how to classify the documents, how to classify the data in the cloud environment. Sixth section is going to cover about information rights management, the how to protect the data in the cloud environment. Seventh subsection is going to discuss about data retention, deletion, archiving policies in cloud environment. And the last section of domain 2 is going to cover about auditability, traceability, accountability of different events that is happening in the cloud environment. So domain 2 is going to cover these concepts. Domain 3 about cloud platform and infrastructure architecture. So those people who have been working in the infrastructure side of IT, they will feel very, I would say, comfortable with this domain. So how you need to understand the cloud infrastructure and platform components, cloud deployment models, their characteristics. In this domain, we will need to discuss about this thing. Then cloud data center, how to secure the cloud data center. So this domain is not about only from the organization perspective. This certification is also applicable to those people who are working in cloud service providers as well. Then section 3 of this domain is going to cover about the different risks associated with cloud infrastructure and platform. And section 4 of this domain covers about the different security controls, defense in depth, layered security things in 3.4 section. And then fifth section is business continuity and disaster recovery. So generally we will cover all these things in domain 3. Then domain 4 is about cloud application security. So those people who are working in the application security, they will feel confident or they are very comfortable in this domain. So in this domain, we will discuss about the secure development lifecycle, or you can say, and related to its training and awareness as well. So design, apply, secure software development lifecycle, we will discuss in this domain. Cloud application assurance, validation concept, use of verified secure software in the cloud environment, we are going to discuss in the domain. And seventh section is going to discuss about identity and access management in the cloud solutions as well. So 7 subsection in domain 4. Then we will have the domain 5, which is cloud security operation. And this is the one of the biggest domain in the CCSP curriculum as well. So first 3 section 5.1 to 3, they are going to talk about physical and logical infrastructure. It will cover build and implement, operate and manage the full-fledged physical and logical infrastructure. Then we will discuss about ITIL concept in operational controls and standards as well. Then digital forensic is important. Communication with relevant parties, stakeholders, regulators. Then how to manage the security operations in the cloud environment. So those people who are working in the IT security operation, IT operation, and they want to pursue the career in the cloud security, they will feel very comfortable in domain 5. Then the last domain comes into the picture, which is legal risk and compliance. So here we have the 5 subsection where we are going to discuss about legal requirement, unique risk within the cloud environment, privacy issue, audit issue, enterprise-wide risk management complication or implication. Then what things we need to consider about cloud outsourcing and cloud contract design. So all these things will be discussed in domain 6 as well. So this is all about how you can pursue your career in the cloud security and how you can be very confident that if I proceed with this approach, how can I pass the exam? So this is the approach where you need to study the book. Very good if you attend the training. You need to practice the exam. You need to have the relevant experience. You need to improve your weak areas by attending different forums or by reviewing the contents or by discussing these things with industry expert. So once you have all these things in your plate actually, then I am very confident that you will be able to pass this certification exam in first go. So being an instructor of CCSP, usually I also deliver the CCSP training as well. And I will take only 1 minute to just to showcase, for example, these are the different trainings that I usually provide, and it include ISC squared and ASACA as well. And there are, I would say, ISC squared trainings are available from my side on Udemy as well. This is my reach. Around 10,000, 11,000 students have, I would say, attended my different courses on Udemy as well. And this is, I would say, different student feedback that I have received, 5-star rating I have received, and they have passed the exam in first go as well. So if you would like to learn more about, I would say, CCSP course, ISC squared chapter is there. They can help you. You can reach me out. I am also going to, I would say, offer another new batch of CCSP, which is going to happen in May, 3 to 4 hours every Saturday time period. So if you are interested in that, you can approach me as well. The last thing that I would like to discuss about in a very quick, 5 minutes, that the sample question that you can see in your exam. So you have the actual practical experience, how the things is going to work in your exam. So I will showcase you 3 to 4 questions or maybe 5 questions just to give you a brief idea how the things are going to appear in your exam. For example, a basic, or I would say simple question like comes into the picture like this one. Which of the following is the sole responsibility of cloud customer in PaaS environment? And PaaS environment is platform as a service. So in general, or you will learn in the CCSP exam, data is always sole responsibility of the cloud customer as well. So among this, B would be your right option. So similar type of question will appear in your exam as well. So for example, this question, which concept involves the maintenance of the resources within the cloud environment to ensure that resources are available when and where needed? So all these concepts we will discuss in the CCSP exam, but for sake of the session, I can say that dynamic optimization is the right answer. Another question from the CCSP may look like this one. Which of the following characteristics of the cloud computing would be most attractive to the management when looking to save the money? So then you need to think about, okay, we are talking about money matter, then what would be the right answer? So we have one concept called measured services in a metered way. So B would be the right answer in this case. Another question come into the picture, which of the following logs could be exposed to a cloud customer in software as a service environment, SaaS environment? So then we will discuss in the CCSP trainings as well. Usually in the SaaS environment, you don't have access to anything, which mean the bare minimum things will be available. And among all these options, I can say that the first option, which is a bare minimum like billing records, will be available to the cloud customer as well. So similarly, another question would be, from a legal perspective, data that is covered under e-discovery fall into the 3 different categories. Which of the following is not? So from the CCSP training concept perspective, we know that B is the right answer, which shared is not the one characteristic that under fall into the category of the e-discovery. So these are the different types of the question that usually appear in your exam. So by this, I will take this liberty to, I would say, that conclude this session. And I am very hopeful that you have a very brief overview of CCSP Gold Standard Cloud Security Certification. And you know now how to prepare for CCSP training, how to prepare for CCSP exam, how to be sure that you can now register for the exam and appear for the exam as well. And I'm sure that if you follow this approach, you will pass the exam in your first go. So thank you very much. The forum is open to you people, and you can have question, and I would be happy to answer those questions. And if there is any question which I'm not able to answer at the moment, just reach me out or ISC Skill Islamabad chapter. I will be more than happy to answer those questions. So yes.
So thank you very much, Mohammed Ahmed, for such a valuable and information session. We will now move to a question answer segment, and I would request you to kindly address the question from the audience, and participants are encouraged to share their question in the chat as well. If after that some questions from the chat will be open the interactive session, so you can directly ask the question to Mohammed Ahmed. Before we begin, it is also my pleasure to introduce Mr. Sujit. Uh, he is from the Sri Lanka chapter. Currently, Mr. Sujit is a chapter mentor of ISC2 and different other regional chapters. He is also a chair of the regional CMMC initiative. We are honored to have him with us today and look forward to his insight as well on the cloud security and CCSP program. So let's start with the questions who are posted in the chat group. So Amit, I
Let
just
me look in, yeah, let me
uh,
look into the chat, or maybe you can share the question.
yeah,
And okay,
yeah. I already have some questions
please.
picked from the chat, so you can just reading the questions and you can respond. The first question is from suggestion from the Majid. He suggests create a group of a participant and share the slides on that group after taking info of the participant. This is a suggestion. The question from the Zishan Zafar. What if I don't have a hands-on experience in the cloud, but I do understand the technicalities from the risk and governance point of view? Should I opt this cert of first learn, then hands-on in AWS, Azure, GCP, etc.? I already hold the CSSP certification. So please, Amit,
So
respond.
yeah, so look, I would recommend at least you should, I would say, the attend at least basic level of any cloud or the vendor related certification, associate level certification, AWS certification. It not necessary you appear for the certification, but attend the training as well. So at least you know the basic thing, how the things are working in the practical way in cloud environment. Because you already have a CSSP certification, CCSP certification, and CSSP certification. Around 50-60% contents are overlapping. CCSP is about a dimension of cloud security. So having a training of any AWS associate level or the GCP or Azure associate level or the training, it can help you very much for CCSP certification. I hope this answered your question.
Yes, another question from Anwar Gilani. How this cloud security is different from other cybersecurity, or we can say IT infrastructure minus cloud security.
So cloud security is just an extension of the cyber security, and cloud security definitely is the subset of the cyber security, I would say. So usually in the cyber security, we talk about the things that are our on-prem. So uh, all the cybersecurity concept, if we correlate to the cloud setup, it becomes the cloud security. So we are going to discuss all things for the cloud, because usually in our on-prem data centers, the data is residing on-prem as well, and we have the full control. In cloud, multi-tenancy is there. Data is moving from one region to another region. Things are working in a different way. So a cloud concept is having a 5 characteristic, which we call the cloud computing basics. So if you have a cybersecurity concepts convert into the cloud security things, or the map into the cloud, it will become the cloud security concept. So IT infrastructure on the cloud and securing IT infrastructure on the cloud is all about the cloud security. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, the next question from Faris. I am doing BSc Business Data Analytics. So is this CCSP beneficial for me?
I may not be answered this question because I don't know the course content of the data analytics, but it is about the cloud security. This is what I can say. So you, based on this today's session, if you think that it is mapping with your contents, that you have studied in your BS honors or BS data analytics, then you can proceed. But I doubt it is mapping with the data analytics. It is more about the data sciences related things. So just map these things and you will be able to figure it out.
Okay. The next question from Salman Aziz: how relevant is the certification in context of AI, considering someone have practical experience of the domain?
uh, how relevant is the certification in context of? So look, AI is now the two different things we are talking about: AI for cybersecurity or cybersecurity for AI. So two different things. But this CCSP certification is more about the securing the infrastructure, securing the environment. When we say AI for the cybersecurity, then AI is going to help you to secure the infrastructure, to do the automation, to do the using the Gen AI to secure the setup. For example, in AWS, maybe you can write in the future that secured my cloud setup based on CS benchmark, and every configuration will be done through the CS benchmark. So using the AI for the cybersecurity or doing the cybersecurity for AI is a different thing. So based on the contents, these two are the different things. Yes, but remember one thing: there are certain things in as a new items in the CCSP contents where you are considering the AI and securing your environment.
Yes. There is a next question from one of the participation. I am interested in getting CCSP PDF book. It is that possible? Yes,
So look, these
it
are
is.
all
Mm.
these are all copyrighted material. So if you are serious about the CCSP certification, I would highly recommend to go as an ethical way and buy the book. These I would say copyrighted material should not be copied illegally. And if you are very serious, you are investing in the money, or you are investing the money here, then you need to purchase this one. And by the way, uh, uh, the cost of CCSP exam as per ISC square, you need to check your region, but at the moment it is a $600. So if any person is spending $600 for an exam, and I must say that that person is a serious in the exam, then all these things should be purchased from their authors actually.
Between just to add, Mohammed Ahmed, your response. I mean, nowadays the ISC2 offering the bundle deal for the training and the examination. So the deal is and the offer is valid. So if anyone who want to be appear in the training and exam as well, so he can avail this offer. I think the cost is less than regular prices. So that will be adding a more value before appearing the exam, and there is a short training and the long training. I mean, you can get it for the long subscription or the short. But again, the cost is very much low than the regular prices. So you can check the latest offer on the ESC2 website. The another question from Mohammad Hassan: is CCSP advisable before the CSSP or after it? How both can help each other or not?
I would say both can be done in either way, either CCSP or CSSP. But if you have done the CSP, which is more general for cyber information security, then I think it will be easy to proceed with the CCSP later.
If I may add,
Yeah,
Sir,
please.
I mean,
Yes.
so CCSP, as Ahmed said, it's more focused on securing the cloud infrastructure and the related activities, right? But as far as the CISSP is concerned, it covers much more domains, right? And it gives you a lot more breadth. So you need to pick and choose where you want to pursue short-term goals, long-term goals, and what role you would want to play in the industry. So if you are looking at becoming a cloud security professional or an expert, a combination of a vendor-based certification, then I would say that could be your short-term objective, because there's a huge need in terms of people with the right skill sets and experience to secure every organization's infrastructure. But if you're looking at going beyond that and want to be in a consulting role, then a CISSP would be a plus, right? So because CCSP will also cover most elements of your CCSP. And I also want to address another point. Ahmed, thank you for saying do not pirate or take photocopied material or take material from others. The one of the things I always believed, because this is a friend of mine who told me this 20 plus years ago, invest. It is yours, right? You put your money on the table and you definitely work for it. Because when you photocopy it, probably you spend less than 10% of the cost. And at some point in time, you would feel, oh, after all, I spent only a few rupees. And you may not even pursue the goal. So it would just, be there, and you not appreciate that part of it. So it is always good to invest, put your money on the table, buy the books, because even now, right, even after so many years, I still use the textbook as a reference. Whenever I have a doubt, that's very quickly I go in. Of course, today it's well advanced. You can just do a Google search. You can use various other platforms to get the necessary information. Sometimes a paper book, the touch and the feel will give you a different feel, right? So you can always use it as a reference material, and it will always be in good state for you. Ahmed, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very well pointed out. Thank you. Yes, Saad, do we have more questions, please? Saad, you are on mute if you are talking.
Sorry. So if anyone can ask directly any questions, so he can mute his mic and ask any question to Mohammed Ahmed, Sujit, and myself are available to respond any questions. So please, the floor with the audience. So we have give the 10 minutes to the audience just to ask any question related to the CCSP or any topics on the chapter or something. You can ask.
Yeah, sorry, one question, like what is the outcome? I mean, what is the future once I pass CDSP exam? Then what type of jobs are available in the market or where I can fit myself?
So I discussed one slide over there, the job title, which are, I would say, the ideal for CCSP. So if one of the job title or you want to pursue, then and that organization is working for clouds as well, then CCSP certification is right for you. So just look into these different titles and the organization. If they are working in the for the cloud environment, then CCSP is for you. And by the way, I would also recommend as a trainer as well. Uh, if you're targeting a particular JD, look into the JD, what certification they are looking for. And if you are, I would say, the looking for that kind of the role and they require the CCSP, then you will understand the CCSP is relevant for you.
And also add to that, right? I mean, CCSP, you will gain the understanding, the best practices. Right? It will also tell you why you need to do certain things. And when you look at a platform specific, maybe Azure or Google or AWS, they take the best practices and implement it in their own environment. So you may be presented with an option to turn it on or turn it off, maybe a feature or a function. And knowing the best practices would give you a better insight in terms of why you should be doing it and what is the consequences of not doing it. So, Aziz, to your question, it's not just the designation or the jobs out there, it's what you actually present to your prospective employer. You tell them that you understand the best practices and you would know as to how to implement and adopt best practices and enhance the security of that organization. So certification is just like a visa, right? I mean, you get that entry in. And thereafter, what you do within in the organization, how you demonstrate your ability to, enhance or streamline operations or solve problems on the ground, that is where the employers will start seeing value. Otherwise, they're just going to say, oh, this certification is what we need. And they probably would be leaning more towards a vendor-based certification or any other certification.
Correct. Yes. Any further question from audience?
I have a question for you, Aziz. I mean, Ahmed. Right? I'm sure you covered this, but just to refresh, because it's always good to talk towards the end some of the things you spoke about. What would you advise the people here, the approach, the study approach? In your experience, what would you suggest as the best study approach?
From my experience or how I deliver these sessions, so usually I always recommend that if they are coming from, I would say, clean background and they are not aware of the cloud, so they should go for some, I would say, the basic level cloud security training, at least to understand the concept, like a CCSK is a one example, I would say. Then before going into, I would say, another deeper or the high level certification like CCSP, my suggestion is to go with another training from the vendor side as well. So two basic trainings, they need to go with this one. Then the practical experience, even it is a basic level practical experience, then that is required. Then they would pursue the cloud security career path. Because if you are not aware of the cybersecurity in general and you are just jumping to the cloud security, you won't be able to, I would say, having a 360 view of the cloud security or the challenges of the security in the cloud. So you were rightly pointed out that with the CSSP breadth of 3 or 8 different domains, it gives you the holistic view of this one. And with these approaches, I would say having basic trainings, then the practical experience, then going with the CCSP or the specialized certifications or these kind of thing or trainings, it actually help you to learn the concept. And we as a collectively also need to remember that uh, these vendor neutral certification usually are management certification. So I saw one question that is coming into my screen that organizations are looking into uh, pure technical certification where they are expecting that a person is going to work or doing the administration of the cloud environment. So those are totally different certification, CSSP certification, CCSP certification, or as any vendor neutral certification. It give you the practical insights, vendor neutrality about the things, and management perspective as well. So with this approach, you can have a better experience or better knowledge of holistic environment of the cloud setup. It is not necessary that after CCSP or after having the basic training, you become AWS or Azure or the Google architect or doing the each and everything hands-on. No, the objective is totally different. And so this is the approach which I usually recommend, and that is the approach which I followed when I appeared for CCSP exam back about 6, 7, 8 years back. So yeah, I hope it will also give you the how I approach the different certifications as well.
Thank you, Ahmed. I'd like to add, though I asked the question, I'd also like to add a point. Read your textbook cover to cover,
Correct.
right? So that's a must. The natural inclination is to log in Google. Today, all the browsers are AI enabled. The biggest challenge all of us have is to ensure the content which is presented before you is authentic, correct. So the only way you can verify and confirm that the content what you are trying to consume from the internet is by going through the textbook, right? So you cannot substitute the textbook with something else. So it is
Yeah.
important that you read cover to cover, read it multiple times.
And
Ahmed,
at
you're
least
trying to say
one book.
something. Go ahead.
Yeah, at least one book, because usually people say that, oh, if I'm attending a training, do I need to study the book? The answer is yes, you have to study at least one book cover to cover at least one time. Multiple times, very good.
I do that even now. I pick up the book and read because there's something which we still need to get clarity. So I always go to my textbook.
Correct. Correct.
Right. And also, I guess it is also important for you to do some practice tests. Again, there are so many practice tests. A lot of people might offer those in the internet through different forums. But what you also need to be mindful is the way the questions are developed by ISC2, because they're trying to test your ability to solve a problem, your ability to analyze. These are two things, right? Problem solving and being analytical.
Correct.
So the point what the any ISC2 exams would get you to achieve at the end of the day is your ability to work under pressure. Because you're facing an incident, you got to make that decision in a split second. How would you do it? So look at all the questions, the sample which you have. None of them will appear in your final exams, but it will give you an indication as to what to expect or what to expect in terms of the format. Do it again and again. Read it, right? And they are always trying to solve a problem. It's a use case based question, right? So you would have a lot of scenario based questions which you need to solve. Ahmed,
Correct.
you can add to what I'm saying.
No, no, correct, 100% correct. Practice makes the man perfect, actually. And the more you practice the question, the more easy for you to understand the concept. And sometimes I also experienced that while doing the practice questions, and there are certain things uh, you learn from the questions actually, and how the
Absolutely.
problem has been, I would say, the addressed to in this situation. And that is the thing. It helps you to appear when you appear for the exam. You think that, oh, I learned during my practice thing that if this is the problem scenario, how to approach a problem in a way that ISC square or as a practical we need to pursue this one, and that actually solves the problem actually. And one thing probably for all these certification, these questions ask you about the best answer, the right
Absolutely.
approach, the first thing. It, well, you may be practicing some same things in a different way, but ISC square says that what would be your best approach, or what would be your first thing that you need to do? What would be the best approach? What would be your priority approach? There is no wrong answer. Every option is correct. And they will say, what is
Correct.
the best thing? And you need to, based on your practical experience, practice question with books, with trainings, it will give you the approach that among all three, four, five approaches, which one be your first approach, which one be your best approach, what would be your first priority. So yeah, this is how the things will work.
One more follow-up question, Ahmed. Do you encourage group studies?
It all depend upon, I would say, person to person. For example,
Mhm.
my aptitude is like, okay, focus study as an individual person. And there are certain group of people who actually have the study, they try to discuss the things. So there is no one benchmark that I can say. It all depend upon person to person. Some people would like to study in groups. Some person would like to study uh, in like on a study table with light lamp and then the focused approach. So yeah, totally different from each person to each person.
Thank you. Any more questions from the audience? Sad, are you seeing anything?
Ye-
I'm not reading any of
uh,
the chats actually.
Yes, yes. So I have one question from my side.
Mhm.
What is the tip for the professional like myself and the other in the same, I think they wanted to pursue this certification, but the problem is they don't have a time. They know the very well, and in the practical experience, they have a very good in the practical experience. They know the cloud jargons. They know they are working the cloud environment, but they don't have a time to get prepared as per the ISU2 curriculum. So what is the best practice they have to be adopt to appear in exam? Like myself, I am scaring for the failure. Like I have been pursue this CCSP. I have been appear in 2019. but I didn't get it. So now I'm scaring for the failure. And again, I'm not putting the concentration to get the prepare myself for the this exam. Secondly, now after next month or from the August, this exam will be a change. The new exam will be released for the CCSB. So and you also have some insight on the next exam. So you also update to the audience about the changes.
Yeah, for the first question, you have to invest the time, effort, money as well. Uh, yes, you may have the experience, but to align the approach of ISC Square, how the ISC Square is taking care or thinking about the cloud thing, you have to study the book at least once, regardless of matlab, regardless of the experience you may have. Yes, for the practice question, you can skip the things, but my recommendation is always I don't feel comfortable even I have the let's say 20 years of experience and I'm going to pursue uh, a certification and I don't study a book at least once, I will not feel the comfortable. Let me give you the example. Recently I appeared for EC Council CCSP certification, and all the contents I have studied, it was related to the previous certifications things, but I at least once I read cover to cover to ensure that I am not skipping anything, because I'm putting the investment over there. I'm putting the money. I'm investing my time, my money, my efforts. I don't want to take any risk. The same thing you mentioned, that if you are feeling that, oh, you have a fear of the failure, don't take a chance. You are not just uh, reading the book, you are investing the time and effort on you. You may every time you will read a book you will learn a new thing, because you will having a different mindset, and that mindset is giving you a different perspective while reading the book. And every author comes with a different approach, so reading 1 to 2 books will give you a different perspective. So don't think that it is a waste of time. It is an investment that you are doing. So so this is the answer to your question. And the second thing, if you think that you may fail, but remember I showed in you the slide that then you will be a lucky one for the second time, that you know how the question is going to appear in your exam. What would be the pattern? What was your weak area? Because a person who is appearing for the first time and clear the exam, he's not aware of the actual weakness in the whole content. But the person who is getting fail in the first attempt, he will get the, I would say the I would say the criteria, or not a criteria, but the result where that person is weak in that in particular domain. So don't be afraid of, be prepared. And then the second thing, you are right that the contents are changing and there are certain domains or the contents that are being updated. So that is why I always say that whenever you are appearing for the exam, always read the latest contents. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
You did very well, right? So, Sad, it's good to have that fear because we are made as humans, right?
Yep.
If
Yes.
everything is available in a platter,
Hmm.
we would not strive for success,
Yep.
right? And we would not be, running after what we desire for. So every time we achieve something, we have a desire to achieve something else. So I guess it's good to have that butterflies in your stomach, if I may put it that way. But you should not get overwhelmed by your fear.
Hmm.
That should not suppress you. You should always make use of that fear's symptoms to succeed.
Yeah.
Right? That's number one.
Correct.
The second one I also want to share is, since there's so much material out there, be very focused in terms of which materials you're going to use. I always would recommend anything ISC2 recommends as a basis for you to do it. You have to read that book. Uh, because the more books you're going to read, you're getting into a different state of mind. You becoming a research, you're trying to do an R&D, and I call it research and destruction. All right. So
The
you're
research
reading
and
too many books. You're trying to compare what is this author saying, what is that person saying, and you're just analyzing, but you're not learning because your objective in the short term is to pass the exam successfully. right? When I talk to people who have given the exam, they come back and say, "Hey, I read this book and that book and everything," and I go, "Oh, did you really do that? Did you find the time to read that many books?" And the next thing, sometimes they will come back and say, very rarely, that they passed. Right? So be choosy in what you're going to read, but you need to allocate your personal time. You need to steal some time from your family, some time from your regular activities, your friends, and you need to get into a strict regime. This is like training for the Olympics. It's a marathon. So you can't do this ad hoc, right? Today I feel like reading, so I will read. Next 2 days, I go party. And you lost the rhythm,
Mm.
right? So stay focused, get into a routine and clear it off. Every single day you delay, that's also going to add to your burden because things are going to get more tougher. It's going to get more complex. There are new things which are coming into the industry. So the sooner you finish, like sometimes, I echo or resonate with your thoughts because today, if I have to go back and do my CISSP, I would think 100 times, right? Because
Yeah.
there's so much to read. I'm not saying that I don't read, but we still need to spend that time,
Yes.
right? Let's hear from the audience as well.
Salman
Yeah.
raised the hand. Salman.
Ahmad, I have one last question. Exam is going to change now, right? So I'm almost prepared for the exam. Do you think should I appear before August and or shall I wait for the exam change and then attempt for the exam? Or maybe if the book, maybe there's a new book coming up next month, maybe I should have a look at that book as well for the new topics and then appear in the exam. What do you think about it?
So from my side, suggestion would be if you are well prepared at the moment, so you just go for the exam at the moment, because when the new contents are coming in, so there would be always let's say 5 to 10% changes in the concept. This is not like 100% things are going to be changed. It is the addition of the things or the realignment of the thing. So don't wait. If you are fully prepared, just book the exam, appear for the things, and once you appear or clear the exam, and there are new contents that are coming into the picture, just review the delta that you have, and it is only for your knowledge that okay, things are coming, infrastructure as a code is coming, AI concepts are coming, privacy related things are coming. Just review those particular topics from the new book, and you will be good to go. Because once the new CBK or the contents are there, it takes some time from ISU Square or from the authors to publish the new books. So, and as a trainer, I always recommend that go with the latest C or the review manual contents or these kind of thing. So for the current course outline, the latest books are already available. Just book, and if you are confident, appear for the exam, no worries.
Thank you.
Yes. Ali Saad
You
raised the hand.
still have the element of
Uh,
surprises, right? So there would be some percentage of questions that may not be part of your current textbook, right? So they would also test to see the readiness of the people who are trying to take. So you would still have that few questions which are probably not in this context, right? So
Exactly. When I'm doing the practice questions, I do have surprises, which is like mind-boggling. I mean, it's not in. I have read the book cover to cover. It's not there. I'm searching here, there. It's nowhere. And sometimes they don't really make sense at all. I mean, why this exam question is there at all, right? I mean, it has nothing to do sometimes with with the overall topic as well.
Correct.
So very right. Yeah, that makes me afraid actually.
And remember one thing, in exam, you also get some test questions as well, which are not being, I would say, going to contribute in your marking as well. And these are unknown to you.
absolutely.
That is a
Yes,
surprise for me. Yeah, thank
yeah.
you.
I
And
mean,
let's take our
all
last
all
question.
the industry certifications, I mean, especially
Yeah.
the good ones, they always have a certain amount of test questions. They're just trying to get you warmed up, but you never know what sequence it is.
Yes, correct.
You will know,
And
right?
which question you selected, and that is not part of your scoring.
Absolutely.
I
Let's
remember the exams from Cisco, and they used to have such questions. And from our experience, we used to, answer those questions, and they always used to be wrong. Although in practice, we thought, yeah, that was right. But in any case, I do understand this.
Sure. Sad, over to you, sir.
let's take a last
Yes.
question, and then
Last
probably
question from Ali
yeah.
Saath. Ali Saath has raised the hand. Ali, Ali, if you're just there.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I'm audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
you are
yes, yes,
audible.
please.
Okay, sir. How long does it take for an average student to prepare for this exam with confidence and pass? Can you please elaborate something? He's switching his field.
So every definition of every student is not clear to me because it it totally varies to person. For example, if I'm, let's say 20 years of experience and it is not relevant to the cloud security, it takes the same time as of the other person to prepare for the exam. So I shared the full-fledged, I would say the course outline with you, and you are in the best position to see where you stand as of now. And if you think that I'm good in this one, you can take a sample, I would say the question or the practice question, and see where you stand today. And then you will be able to know where the I would say the gauge is lying. So usually if a person is having a good knowledge of cybersecurity, technology, cloud as well, it takes a 3 to 6 month time period with definitely with some dedicated time frame where you need to invest in your for the study, for the practices or these kind of thing. So it all depend upon person to person background, experience, previous knowledge, previous experience, uh, industry in which they are working, colleagues. So there is no single parameter I can say, but things will vary person to person. And
Thank you so
three to
much.
6 months is the average time period with a good, I would say, the aptitude to learn new things.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now it's time to wrap up this session. Thank you, Mohammad Ahmed, for delivering such an insightful and engaging session. Your practical guidance on building a career in cloud security and pursuing the CCSP certification has been extremely valuable for the audience. And finally, thanks to all the audience for joining us today and for your active engagement. We hope you found this session beneficial and informative. And please don't forget to follow the ISC Islamabad chapter on our social media channels, and to get the update on upcoming events. We are now conducting a series of webinars, so please get in touch for the next webinar. And if you have any query or a suggestion, please don't forget to contact on our chapter email isc2chapter.islamabad@gmail. And have a great evening ahead, and we look forward to you seeing in our future session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a nice day ahead and stay in touch.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ahmed. Thank you,
And a
everyone.
fantastic session, Ahmed. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.